Okay, so here we are back with a bone stocker, Shindaiwa 757. And it is running a 7-pin sprocket. So comparing it to Hellboy, my 757, it's not tick for tack. It's not straight up. Kind of apples to oranges. However, I will be porting this within the next few days. I'll take my time with it, do my machining on one day, porting on another day, and muffler mod on another day, and get it all together. Take 3 or 4 days. I ain't gonna worry about it. He ain't sweating it. I'm in no rush. But the point is I'll be able to come back with the same saw and the same 7-pin sprocket and see how much of a improvement that has been made. All right, so let's see what it'll do. Not bad at all. Feels like a stock 372 XP. I had to baby it through the cut, just like I had to baby Hellboy through the cut. Difference is this has 7-pin sprocket. Listen, the sprocket makes a huge difference, especially in big wood like this, or at least that's my opinion. You know, if you're running in smaller wood or something, or you have a 90cc saw, you know, right? But 8-pin sprocket on a 73cc saw, it's just not my thing. All right, if you guys like to do it, you go ahead, have at it. I don't like to ever have to baby it through the wood. I like to feel like I've got an abundance of power. But, so this did pretty good. I honestly, I thought it was going to be worse than it is. But no, I thought I was going to laugh at it. I did. But no, that's not bad at all. And we'll see how it does against Hellboy, and then we'll see. We're going to port this thing up. I'm a little bit on the fence about JB welding the crankcase. Chris, I'm sure that you're going to be watching this. I've decided to not do it because there's been several times that I have been messing with Hellboy, right? And it floods out. And also, then whenever it does that, I got to break it down, get the spark plug out, use my lighter, burn off all the excess fuel and stuff like that. And I pull it without the filter and I can see. And I'm getting some spit back on Hellboy. And also there's a little bit of backfiring that happens every now and then. And so I'm thinking that on yours, I'm going to do it without the JB weld and see if that improves the situation of the spit back and the backfiring and everything. Because it is, I'll admit, a little bit finicky. And I think it's because I took away all the crankcase volume. So on this one right here, I'm not going to do that. And it'll be interesting to see how they perform against each other. So, yeah, that's what's up. Give it a little bit more on the low.
Well, I mean, that
that played out the way that you could expect, right? Ported saw versus stock saw. One thing I will say for sure is I am absolutely positive that Hellboy would be faster with a 7-pin sprocket. That 8-pin sprocket is slowing it down. So, but you know, that's the test, and bada bing, bada boom, there we go. Now it's time for me to go ahead and that stock saw, go ahead and break it down, port it up, do the best that I can, give it a muffler mod. We've already established that we do not do a timing advance on a 757. It does not like it. And by the way, that was a small timing advance that I did on it. We're talking about 20 thousandths off of the key. So what is that? 3 or 4 degrees of timing advance? Not much at all. So again, I mean, I said it in an earlier video, but my reasoning for that, I thought was not spot on. But now I've done a second test, and again, the timing advance is a failure on this saw. So, I mean, you know, I'm sure it would be different if I had ported it for a much higher RPM, but I did not. I mean, I don't think that I did. Anyways, I don't know. But yeah, it needs no timing advance, and so I haven't taken it out yet, but I will be taking that timing advance out before I send it to Jeff. And yeah, so the stock Shindaiwa, I gotta say, runs pretty good, you know. But this, I believe, beat it by about 7 seconds, Hellboy, and that is with that 8-pin. And like I said, I'm confident that it would be faster with a 7-pin sprocket. So got great gains out of the saw. But yeah, it runs good in stock trim. I mean, nothing super special, but you know, whenever the only thing that you have to base things off of is like a stock 50 or 60 cc saw, then yeah, you're going to be the person going, man, the Shindaiwa 757 is a beast. I read that and hear that all the time, and it just makes me chuckle. Yeah. So, but anyways, yeah, Hellboy runs great. The Stalker ran great too. Really surprising. So look forward to getting into that and seeing if I can get it to run even better than Hellboy does. Because I did some things with Hellboy, such as JB welding that crankcase, which would probably be fine, but I'm running a lot of intake duration as well. And I kind of think that it's making it a little bit finicky. And but we'll see, because this stock 757 that I'm about to port, I will not JB weld the crankcase, and we'll see if it's a little bit more user friendly, having a little bit more volume in the crankcase. All right, later.